Hey, this is Dan from Meraki. Today we're making ratatouille. It's a very colorful dish, high in vitamins and minerals, and a variety of different antioxidants. It can be served standalone, or we could pair it with any other protein if we choose to leave out the sausage. We will need 2 zucchini, 1 eggplant, 4 tomatoes, 6 mushrooms, 1 red bell pepper, 1 yellow onion, 1 head of garlic, dried oregano, 2 bay leaves, rosemary, some thyme, a can of crushed tomatoes, 5 sausages, salt, pepper, and some olive oil. So let's start with our onion. We're going to cut in half, take one of the halves, cut lengthwise, cut widthwise, and then we're going to just roughly chop the end. These don't have to be really big. I mean, they're going to go into the sauce and they're going to just dissolve anyway. So a rough chop is really all you need. And then we're just going to put it into a bowl. So next is our head of garlic. We're going to separate the cloves, and to do that we're going to peel it first, obviously, and then we're going to pull the cloves apart. We're going to take one of the cloves of garlic. Now this one is going to go into the sauce. We're going to crush it and remove the center. See that little guy? Yeah, take him out. We're going to roughly chop it. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's going to break down the sauce as well. We're going to take it and we're going to put it separate from the rest of the garlic that we're going to cut. Next, again, we remove the centers, and we're just going to slice thinly. These are going to be mixed with our vegetables. We're going to take them and put them in a plate separate from our minced garlic. Next is our zucchini. We're going to cut the ends off. There we go, chop and chop. And then we're going to cut them down the center. What we're going for is a decent size that can fit into our mouth, not too big, not too small. And we want to cut all our vegetables roughly the same size. So this is the size that I'm going to roughly make most of my vegetables. We're going to just slice and then put into a bowl. Now, to achieve the same thing with our eggplant, we're going to have to cut it a little bit differently. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut it into some slices. Cut the slices into sticks, and then cube it. Very simple. Now, because our eggplant is bigger than our zucchini, we got to decide how much we want to put in. Now, generally, it's good to have an equal amount of all vegetables, but it depends on how much you like certain ones. You can put more of that in, no problem. So I like eggplant a lot, so I'm going to put in the whole thing. Again, same method. Cut in slices, cut in sticks, cube, put into a bowl. So for our tomatoes, we're going to take them off the vine. And mind you, these are going to be going in with the vegetables, not the sauce. So we're going to cut them into slices. And then because they're not as long as the eggplant or zucchini, we can just cut them into little pieces. And we're going to put them in with our vegetables. Now we're going to grab our mushrooms and we're going to cut the stem off. And I'm just going to cut them into 8s. You can keep them in quarters if you like, but I like them small. Now for the stem we can use them too, but we're going to cut off that little piece that's in the ground. Other than that, the whole mushroom is useful. So again, cut everything into 8s and throw them in the bowl with everything else. This bowl is already becoming so colorful and gorgeous. I swear, you're going to be so happy just staring at it. There we go. Now for a bell pepper. We're going to cut off the ends. We're going to cut a little slice through it, and then we're going to run the knife along the ribs of it. I used to dread cutting these, but since I learned this method, it's become quite easy. And we don't want to really waste any of it because they're expensive. So we're just going to cut the ends into pieces and throw them in with our vegetables as well. There you go, quite easy. For the long piece that we have right here, we're going to cut in half, cut them in half again, and just slice. Rough, no problem. Put them into the bowl. Now with our big bowl of veg, we're going to pour in some olive oil. We're going to put in our oregano, and then our thyme. Boom, boom, boom. No problem. We're going to toss in our rosemary as well. Crush it up a little bit so you don't get those little pine needles in your teeth. Some salt, pepper, and we're going to put in our sliced garlic and give it a mix. This smells so good. I can't wait for you to try this and tell me what you think. Now, this is our optional step. I enjoy this when serving standalone. We're going to take sausage and we're going to cut it into little slices. Other people like removing the skin, it's up to you, but I find that, I don't know, it just keeps it together. So we just line up our sausages and cut them into bite-sized pieces. There you go. Now, for this recipe, using a Dutch oven will make everything so much easier. We put in some olive oil, and then we're going to add our sausage. Give it a little mix, and we're going to let these get golden. Now, once our sausage is golden, we're going to add our onion, and we're going to stir until soft. Once our onion is soft, we're going to add in our minced garlic, our bay leaves, and give it a stir. As soon as the garlic is fragrant, we're going to put in our crushed tomatoes. Now once the tomatoes in, they're going to give it enough moisture so we can scrape the bottom, get all that flavor into the sauce. Bring to a boil and then let simmer. Once it simmers for a while, probably about 15-20 minutes, you'll get something like this. Now we're going to add our crushed pepper, our sea salt, and give it a stir. It's pretty much ready now. Now it's time to add in our vegetables. I'm sorry, the camera was on autofocus. Once the vegetables are in, we're just going to flatten them out. Take down a little bit of the sauce from the side, put on the lid, and here we go, into the oven. And we're going to bake for about 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, we come back and we're going to remove the top, and we're going to turn on the broiler, and we're going to keep them there for an additional 5 to 10 minutes until the desired color is achieved. When it comes out of the oven, it should look something like this. Now to serve it, I just put it into a bowl, toasted some piece of French stick, and there you go, beautiful. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Take care.